Chef D, will you show me how to cook a delicious beef short rib dinner like you do at Miss Edna Mae's Southern Eats and Treats?
Hey, Jesse, of course I will. I would love to. You ready?
Yes, I'm so ready.
Awesome. Let's do it. Okay, first, you want to start with 3 pounds of well rinsed beef short ribs. And once you have them all on the pan, you want to pat them dry. Now comes your seasoning. And of course, I use Miss Edna Mae's premium beef seasonings. Now make sure that you season from top to bottom and side to side because we want all the seasonings to get inside.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that, Chef.
You didn't know I had them kitchen bars, huh? Okay, back to the short ribs. Now you want to add a little seasoning salt.
You mean like top to bottom, side to side?
Hey, you got it. Now the ribs need to marinate at least an hour. I let these marinate overnight to lock in the seasonings even more. At this point, you can preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Next, drizzle in oil and heat to medium high. Once your oil is ready, go ahead and add in your ribs.
Question, Chef.
Sure, that's what I'm here for.
Does it matter what type of oil you use?
No, it actually doesn't. I prefer extra virgin olive oil because it's more flavorful and lighter. You know what I mean? Because nowadays, everything's about preference.
Got it.
Now that all your short ribs are in the pan, sear for about 2 minutes with bone side up. And once you turn them over, you should have this gorgeous crusted sear.
They do look really good, almost like you could eat them now.
Yeah, well, you definitely don't want to do that. Not at this point. Side note, searing your ribs seals in the flavors of your seasonings. And you want to make sure that you sear all sides. Okay, so we're ready to get our ribs into an oven-safe dish. And this is what the perfect sear looks like. You remember how I mentioned to you how the searing seals in the flavor?
Mm-hmm.
Well, another great thing about searing is how it seals in the juices to keep it tender.
Got it.
Good. Now add in 2 cups of water, cover, and cook for 2 hours. Now we're going to make a light gravy sauce.
Oh my goodness, that's hard.
No, just watch. Add a half a cup of water and scrape the bottom of the pan to loosen the food particles. Next, reduce your heat to medium and pour in the water flour mixture. Stirring slowly and consistently until it starts to thicken. Add in salt and pepper to taste. And remember, consistently stirring is key. Once you have the right consistency, you want to do a taste test.
Wow, that really doesn't seem that hard, Chef.
See? So now it's been 2 hours. We want to take our ribs out of the oven and add in our gravy sauce. And we want to get it nice and mixed in.
Wow, Chef, that gravy really does look good. And I love a good gravy when it's made right.
Well, now you can make it right. And here's another helpful pointer. Make sure the flour completely dissolves in the water flour mixture.
Okay.
Then add a cup of water, cover, cook 1 to 2 hours. Okay, so now we're going to start on our sides. How you feeling so far, Jessie?
Good, Chef. Just soaking everything in.
Okay, good job. So now we're going to slice 2 pieces of the turkey thighs to go in each of the pots that we have for our turnip greens and our black-eyed peas. And you want to make sure that the water is already at a boil before you add in the turkey. Cover and add in your turkey to the second pot. And cover. After you've boiled your turkey for at least 20 minutes, you want to add in some salt to taste. Mix it in real good, and then go ahead and give it a quick taste test. Now you're ready to add in your beans into the first pot. And before covering them up, go ahead and give them a quick stir to make sure none of the beans are clumped together at the bottom. And we're going to go ahead and do the exact same process for our turnip greens. And as you're adding in your greens, it may look like the pot is going to overflow, but they actually cook down as you're adding them. So just keep adding until you have them all in and mash them down with a spoon and cover. So it's been about 30 minutes and we're going to check in on our beans. And as you can see, I did pour off some of the water because I did have a little too much in there. We do a little pinch test and they need to cook more until they're soft. And we want to do the same thing for our greens. Check in on them, get them nice and pushed down. Because one of the main things with cooking greens or leafy vegetables, period, is making sure that they all stay submerged under the water. Okay, let's do another check-in on our peas. And as you can see, they're starting to fluff up, which means they're starting to soften. They've been cooking for about an hour, so I say they'll be ready in about 30 more minutes. And now check in on our greens again, and you can see how they've cooked down, which means they're getting more tender and closer to being cooked. And you can tell by the greenness of the pot liquor that they're getting closer to being ready.
Chef, did you say pot liquor?
I'm sorry, I'm from the country and that's what we call it there, but it's actually the juice from the green. And you know what? I actually save all of mine and use it in my smoothies.
You do?
It's really good. You should try it.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Okay, you're funny, Jessie. Okay, let's go ahead and check on our short ribs. It's been 3 hours and we want to check for the tenderness of them. I like for mine to be falling off of the bones. So we went another 40 minutes and these are perfect. Falling off of the bones just like I like them.
Ooh, they look so good.
All right, so let's get our last dish going, our country cornbread muffins.
Oh, yes, I love cornbread muffins.
I get the feeling that you just love food. Anyways, okay, we're going to start with 3 cups of cornmeal, 2 eggs, a half a cup of milk. And now you want to mix all of your ingredients together until you have a smooth consistency of your batter. And you will need to continue to add milk until you get the right consistency. I suggest doing it a 1/4 cup at a time because you don't want to risk adding in too much milk and then getting too loose of a batter. And by loose, I mean making your batter too thin. Jessie, you still with me? You good?
I'm good, Chef. I'm just soaking in all the info.
Cool. Okay, so we've got the batter to the right consistency where it's not too thick or thin. And now you want to add in a tablespoon of hot oil and stir until it's completely blended in. Now let's get our muffin pan ready. You want to use a spray butter so that the muffins don't stick. And then you want to make sure that you wipe off the butter that's around on the outside of the pan so that it doesn't burn. Now you're ready to start adding in your batter into each of the muffin holes. Now these are the real country old-fashioned cornbread muffins. So there's no butter, sugar, or no other kind of ingredients added. Just plain southern country goodness. Then we're going to put them in the oven for about 45 minutes. Once they're done, you can rub some butter across the top for a little extra flair in the flavor. And dinner is done.
OMG, this is so amazing.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get everything on a plate.
Chef, I really appreciate it so much you let me hang out with you so I could learn how to do this.
It was really my pleasure, Jessie. Everybody should be able to cook a good Southern meal every now and then. It's just really, like they said, it's soul food. It feeds the soul.
Yeah, and look how it's just falling off the bone. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so good.
Yeah, it is. Well, do you have any questions about anything?
No, Chef, you were great with showing how to do everything. And I really feel like I can do this now.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, Jessie, it's been a lot of fun. Make sure you let me know how your meal turns out.
I will, Chef.
Oh, and one more thing. You are now a Miss Edna Mae's VIP foodie. Enjoy your t-shirt.